Well, today we're gonna pull the tarp off the camper. We're gonna install a backup camera so I don't have to get out of the truck so many times to hitch up. It was pretty interesting to get that tarp off without getting a lot of snow and ice on me, but didn't get too wet, a little bit. Anyhow, get over here to the camper, got the top off. Still a little snow on the ground, but I'm getting ready to go on a trip, so I want to get all the stuff done ahead of time. So I got the converter, lithium batteries in it. Now we're going to install the backup camera. And right here by the back door, we got a porch and utility light switches. So what I'm thinking is that maybe up here next to this running light, I can mount that camera and perhaps going through that hole. So when I was working on this closet, I noticed I got this little raceway here. I put a new support in on the side and replaced some of the board that goes under here. So I'm going to pull this cover off of here. What I'm thinking, there's the wires, and they go to those two switches that are on the other side of the door from down here. As you can see here, I'm thinking I'll mount that switch just above it. I gotta make a mark on here, measure it out. I bought a little toggle switch because these switches, one side of them's hot whenever the camper's on, but I don't want the backup camera running all the time. So I figure I'll put a toggle switch right there, and then I can turn it off when I get to camp and just run it while I'm driving. Anyhow, we'll see how that goes. So stay tuned and we'll see how easy it is to install this camera. Well, here's the backup camera I got, this one here. And there's the camera that mounts on the back of the camper. And there's a screen that goes inside the cab so you can watch. And this is the hardware. You get two antennas with the receiver, one for the camera, some mounting brackets. They give you several bags of hardware to mount them, little jumpers, some wire connectors, suction cup, a little power. This plugs into your cigarette lighter, and then it's got an on-off switch right on the back of it. That's kind of handy. And this will plug into the back of the monitor. So got some pretty good long wires that go from the camera that I'll be fishing through there to hook up to the back of this camera. The camera's got looks like a waterproof connector, or at least water resistant, but I should be able to send that through the wall. It should be long enough when I mount it to send it through that hole and be able to have it inside in that closet rather than outside. So it looks like it's got 6 Phillips screws. It's like, oh, they got a vent pipe in here, and these are the holes. It looks like goes out to the wiring. And here's the switches right here. Oh, I don't know if you can see it there. There's the current switch is mounted in the wall. What I'm thinking is we'll tap into one of those hot switches and mount the other switch just above it, and then see somehow if we can fish the wires through these holes. That'd be a good trick. I might be able to attach one of the wires here and then pull the wire out and use it as a pull to pull one of the new wires up to the camera. We'll see. Well, this is a switch I ordered off of Amazon. I think it was about $8. rear view camera. That's a switch I'm going to install for that backup camera. And they give you a couple different wiring, method A and B. So A, whenever there's power applied on the switch, so whenever the batteries are hooked up, the backlight would be on for the writing. Well, I really don't want it on all the time, draining the battery. Wire method B is when you turn the switch on, then the backlight lights up. And for this application, I think that's how we'll put the jumper in. Pretty easy. Anyhow, the other thing I got to do is I got to measure the size hole, the square, that I need to cut in that panel. So this will just slide in. You can see it's got some locks on there that once it's pushed through this hole, it's got a nice little gasket on there, that these little teeth on here will lock it in and keep it from rattling around. There's the specifications for it. 12 volts, you got 20 amp DC, at 24 volt, 10 amp DC. Now that's what I'll put in and be able to control that rear backup camera. So let me put those jumpers on and then we'll go get that hole drilled. Well, since the switch came with a gasket that goes around the body, I figured I'd use that as a template. Just tape it up there, use a Sharpie, and do the inside outline of that gasket, because we know that that gasket's got to fit around the body of the switch. So, yeah, sound like a good idea. We'll see how that works out. Well, the tape is kind of old, and as you can see, this is not real wood. Kind of like plywood with particle board or the wallpaper or something on there, probably vinyl wrap or something. Anyhow, you can see after 26 years it's pretty worn and pretty thin. When I took the tape off, it didn't work out so well. Maybe I should have used like Scotch tape or something, maybe not quite as sticky. Anyhow, I got the pattern on there and I got it above the other switch good ways. I'll shorten the distance the wires have to be to get to the back. Anyhow, I think a 7/8 drill bit or a Forstner bit is what I got here. I think will fit in there pretty good. We'll see if I can drill that without making a mess too much. So there it is with the 2 holes drilled. So I'm going to have to get a file or something and make the corners fit on there, and then get out this center section right here to make that straight. But went through there okay. I don't know how I'm going to fix this. We'll see. Yeah, I might have a pencil or something that'll fix that. We'll see. Well, there it is installed. As you can see, that paneling turned out to be so thin. I used a wood rasp and then a box cutter to cut the corners in. It was barely stronger than cardboard. So got that in there. So it looks like on the inside. Now I just got to get that wired in, get that mounted up. It looks like I can see light through the outside through there, so we'll see how I can pull that running light and see if I can feed something down through one of these holes. So when I pulled that lens cover off, see there's a couple of square drive screws I'm going to have to pull out. So you're going to have a square drive screwdriver to get those screws out. So this is the number 2. They call them different things. Robertson's or square drive, but you can see it's square on the end, and you'll need one of those. If you got a camper or trailer, most of the RV industry uses these square drive screws to hold stuff together, so you probably already have one. If not, you need to go get one. They're not hard to find. This number 2 is the size. Well, of course, can't be easy. Pulled that out, and the stupid wires that come through here, inside of here around the corner is a frame, a wooden frame across the top and across the side. So I end up pulling that porch light out. You can see that goes right outside. But of course that old plastic of that fell all apart. Bottom came out of it. I have to scrape that all off. So I'll come out through there with the wire for the backup camera. I'm gonna have to figure out how to get it behind this awning. I'm sure the awning frame is gonna be in the way. As you can see, aluminum strip up under there. So I don't know how we're gonna get through that. I might have to just mount the backup camera below the light, or next to, below the awning and next to the light. Anyhow, let me continue to work on that. I don't know if there's any brackets in there that I can attach to that are inside the wood panel, but I imagine there's somewhere in here there's another aluminum strip or a wooden strip that comes down. But I'm gonna have to order a new porch light since this one's all messed up, and I gotta clean that real good, silicone that back on there. But at least I can get the wires to go through. Keep posted. So we got the backup camera wired in. That's the porch light hole. I wanted to use the center running light, but I couldn't get through because there was a framing in there. And when I went to take off the porch light, being 26 years old, it fell into a million plastic pieces. I'd order a new one of those, but the new one's much nicer. It's a LED, like a panel. So this is what it looks like without the cover. And here's the back of the new switch. You can see there. And I just jumped off the porch switch. I took one of those slide-on connectors off, the second, the blue one, and it only had one wire, so I put two wires, and then I jumpered it up for the power supply for the backup camera switch. Then you can see backup camera switch is mounted there, and it's lit up. The top part lights up when you turn it on, when you have power to it. See, the whole switch lights up, and then even around it lets some light out. So on the outside, I haven't put the screws in yet or sealed the fixture, but you can see the fixture. It was real nice. It was like $8 or $9 from Amazon. And there's the camera, and you can adjust it. I already tested it. It works. It looks pretty good. I'll show a picture of the screen when I get it mounted. I'm going to put some screws, but I'm going to cut a couple pieces of this butyl tape. This stuff here, it kind of looks like putty. I'll get a couple little squares and put them between the camper and the plate before I drive the screws in. That way it helps seal it. Then after I put the screws in, I'll put some sealer over the top of the screws. And of course I'll put sealer all around the light fixture. So there's the backup camera. Now I'll be able to see the trailer when I'm going, and I'll be able to hook the hitch up without jumping in and out 50 times. It was kind of a little longer project, but aren't they always? I'll add to this video after I put the cover back on and see what it looks like when it's covered. So here it is, all wrapped up. So it looks pretty tidy now. And I got the camera on the outside mounted up. So pretty nice. It looks like on the outside. Cabinet doors shut. And now I can, when I hit my camping spot, I can go ahead and take the power off that camera so it doesn't run all the time, run the batteries down. And then on the outside, that roll of, it was a 60-foot or something roll of that tape. It was $8.99 at Camping World. And there's you can see the LED plate in there. It's very bright. It also came with an amber lens, which was nice. So it turned out okay. I just gotta put the panel in the truck and plug it in, and then we'll see what that, if it can reach over here. The truck's not hooked up, but it's parked on out front. We'll see if it'll reach. It says it does 45 feet. I don't think that truck's 45 feet away. We'll see. One of the other things I did is I put a new refrigerator vent. Of course, these older trucks, they have a different pattern. They're bigger vents. There's just a single vent instead of having the upper and lower vent. My other one was all cracked and it was all duct taped on here. It was falling apart. So the new one I bought was real nice. It came with these bug screens, which is very nice. I was just going to put the door on, but of course, as it always is, the tabs on the top didn't match, and these little buttons were over a couple of inches in a different direction. So I had to pull the frame and replace the frame too. I haven't sealed it yet, but I was waiting. Tomorrow the sun's supposed to finally come out. It's been foggy and drizzly for about 3 or 4 days. So I was waiting for it to get a little sunnier and so that caulk dry a little better. Anyhow, that's what we got for today, and thanks for watching and have a great day. So here's what the backup camera looks like. See, it's a pretty clear picture of a rear step and the where the hitch would be. It would be just on the right side, left as you're looking down. The hitch would stick out right there, and I have a clear view. This will also allow you to zoom in and see the hitch up close. Man, it has really been nice to be able to get that ball right underneath that trailer hitch. You see the trailer behind there. And right now I got the truck parked about 20-25 feet away from the camper. Got the camper off, so that's why I don't have the hitch and the extension on at the moment. But you can see the trailer, and that's what I would normally be backing up to. And then you'll also see as I'll rotate that camera, and then I can watch the trailer behind me. Anyhow, I thought I'd finish up this video and give you what it looks like from inside the cab of the truck. And when I'm not driving, when I'm not backing up and I'm just driving down the road, I tilt the camera up like this so you don't see the step anymore. But when that trailer's obviously is 3 or 4 feet closer, you can see the whole side by side and the trailer, and it gives you peace of mind as you're driving down the road. I don't leave this monitor in here on all the time, but I do turn it on from time to time. If I hit a really big bump, or I'm leave it on if I'm going down a road with a lot of dirt road with a lot of potholes and rough off-roading, I'll leave it on and glance down and make sure that trailer's still behind me and nothing's fallen off. Anyhow, overall I'm very satisfied with this backup camera. It's worked very well for me. Anyhow, thanks for watching and have a great day.